Hi everyone, we are the UC Trio Ardent and we represent Group H. In the group, we have Kyla Duramas as our visual designer. We also have Victor Serratos, our researcher, and I am Cheryl Sibon, your reporter for today. We will be talking about Fauvism, a boundless chaos. Fauvism is a style of painting that flourished in France around the turn of the 20th century. Faux artists used pure, brilliant colors aggressively and applied straight from the paint tubes to create a sense of an explosion on the canvas. This wasn't as daring as graffiti or spray painting with a bomb. Back then, any deviation from the norm was typically scrutinized, criticized, or not instantly welcome. The faux painted directly from nature as the Impressionists had before them. Fauvis's works were invested with a strong expressive reaction to the subjects portrayed. First formally exhibited in Paris in 1905, Fauvis's paintings shocked visitors to the annual the Salon d'Automne. One of these visitors was the critic Louise Vissel, who, because of the violence of their works, dubbed the painters Fauves wild beasts. In a nutshell, the Fauvism style kept their drawings simple and exaggerated colors. The credit for establishing Fauvism goes to Henri Matisse and André Derain, who broke away from the traditional impressionists of artists on Fauvism. Now we have here the list of Fauve artists. We have André Derain, Robert Deborn, Albert Marquet, Charles Camoin, Louis Voltot, Jean Puy, Maurice de Vlaminck, Henri Manguin, Raoul Dufy, Otton Fries, George Rouault, Jean Metzinger, Kees van Dongen, George Braque, and our very own here in the Philippines, we have Danilo Santiago. Our featured artist on Fauvism is Henri Matisse. His full name is Henri Émile Benoit Matisse. He was born in December 31, 1869 and died November 3, 1954. He is often regarded as an artist who is considered as the most important French painter of the 20th century. He was the leader of the Fauvist movement about 1900, and he pursued the expressiveness of color throughout his career. His subjects were primarily domestic or figurative, and a distinct Mediterranean verve presides in the treatment. Matisse, whose parents were in the grain business, displayed little interest in art until 20 years old. From 1882 to 1887, he attended secondary school in Saint-Quentin. After a year of legal studies in Paris, he returned to Saint-Quentin and became a clerk in a law office. He began to sit in on an early morning drawing class at the local Quentin-Latour. In 1890, while recovering from a severe attack of appendicitis, he began to paint, at first copying the colored reproductions in a box of oils his mother had given him. Soon he was decorating the home of his grandparents. In 1891, he abandoned the law and returned to Paris to become a professional artist. Fauves were also inspired by post-impressionist artists in their symbolic and descriptive use of color to create new possibilities in art. Van Gogh used color to express emotion powerfully, and Gauguin's view of colors as a tool for spiritual expression inspired Fauves to adopt a freer and spontaneous technique. However, Matisse said he did not choose colors based on scientific theory like post-impressionists, but on feeling, observation, and the nature of each experience. Despite loud and contrasting colors, Fauve artists simplified their drawing style and included fewer details. Among the paintings at the first Fauve exhibition was Matisse's famous Woman with a Hat, a portrait of his wife. The pairs of complementary colors on her face, hat, and different parts of the painting deliver an expressive view of the woman. It was criticized by spectators. One critic was particularly harsh, saying that a pot of paint had been flung in the face of the public. Well-known American art collector and art critic Leo Stein, whose sister had incidentally bought the painting, called it the nastiest smear of paint he had ever seen. Despite early criticism, Woman with a Hat came to be an important and notable example of Fauvism. The elements of art in Matisse's Woman with a Hat are line, shape, color, and texture. The painting's lines are soft and realistic, and also textured, and the brush strokes are visible rather than solid straight lines. Furthermore, the lines and shapes are curved and organic. The painting's shapes are highly round. Their rounded nature accentuates the woman's humanity and gentleness. So the bright and unnatural colors contrast with the realistic qualities of the subject, making color the most striking element of this piece. Bright and vibrant reds and yellows, such as those near the bottom of the picture or in the woman's hat and hair, are softened by backgrounds, more subtle peaches, pinks, and greens. All of the vibrant colors are balanced by the black outlines of the woman and her outfit. In this painting, texture is almost as essential as color. The rough brush strokes of the artist are evident throughout the picture, with the patches of color on the wall behind, highlighting the many strokes and textures utilized. The principles of design in this painting are unity, balance, and focal point. The texture and brush strokes, as well as the extremity of brilliant colors, utilize this throughout. This contributed to the painting's impression of unity. Balance is provided by the woman's headwear and the contours of her apparel beneath it. Even though it is not centered, the fullness of the hat reflects the fullness of the torso and produces a balanced hourglass look. To sum it up, Fauvism is a painting style from the modern period in which painters use brighter, intense colors, simple lines, and bold brushstrokes. Fauvists felt that color was an emotional force that they could utilize to express themselves. For various reasons, over the actual finished result, originality and impulsiveness were preferred. In addition to that, Fauvism was initially regarded as a pejorative, particularly against classicism and purism. When their designs were being first introduced to the market, people believed they were chaotic, like a beast, as with many previous innovative art styles, which were initially rejected by the mainstream before being welcomed when the time came. The style initiated by a Fauvist artist renders the subject of their painting in various broken paint marks like dots, dashes, and the separate depths of pigment in Fauvist images are responses to the issue and not to the changing conditions the subject perceives. As a group, we would like to thank our Almighty God for giving us the opportunity to continue and pursue our studies and even the wisdom as we reviewed and learned about Fauvism. We would like to thank our parents as well and our family and friends for being supportive. We also would like to thank our professor, Sir Giovanni Pacaldo, for giving us this opportunity to present to you about Fauvism, and also for giving us a very good view and lessons on art appreciation. I would like also to thank my group mates for being supportive and responsible. We also would like to thank the researchers from our sources. Thank you so much for listening, and you all have a nice day.